Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with some thoughts on where altcoins will be headed over the next few weeks. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Okay, so where are altcoins going to go? Where do I think the market will head for the altcoin sector in the next few weeks and months? This video is just going to highlight some overall thoughts on the macro sense. So I'll give the BTC context for now. And as always, Bitcoin is the one that's going to dictate the entire market for the most part. So yeah, let's get to it. Bitcoin, I believe, will still maybe pull back from here, maybe go to 55,000 and then start pulling back. I think it's likely that it hits a lower high. I have seen some thoughts from some pretty smart Twitter accounts that believe that Bitcoin will go even higher and that we're just going to go break all-time highs from here. Certainly a possibility. I am not sure about that. If that happens, then my entire analysis here is pretty much invalid, and it probably won't play out the way I think. But with that said, I will give some overall macro thoughts on where price is headed. I do think that price is going to hit some sort of lower high, maybe like 55, and then pull back to like the 40s. I don't know where. And then continue to consolidate just for a little bit longer, maybe like another few weeks, form some sort of macro high or low on the daily, and then maybe in like November and December we'll start to really see some big moves in for Bitcoin, going pretty strongly. Now, this is kind of like what I've thought for the last few weeks and months, and this right here, the scenario is going to be pretty good for alt USDs. When Bitcoin does pull back, if it does pull back from 55 or even from here 50 to 40 something K or whatever, I think that alt USDs will get hurt on this drop, as they always do. And on this consolidation bit, I believe alts will kind of consolidate as well for the most part. I mean, many of them had huge runs, and we'll go into some altcoin charts here. But yeah, this is kind of like my overall thoughts on where I think Bitcoin will go. Now, if Bitcoin starts breaking these lower levels, like in the 30Ks, then again, my entire analysis here will be invalid. If this is just like hits a lower high and then we're just going to see like, the 20Ks, again, certainly possible. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but you never say never with the market. So, again, if that starts to happen, then again, my entire analysis will get totally nullified, and the altcoin market will just totally die if that happens. Now, let's look a little bit at ETH BTC. ETH BTC is a good macro indicator for the altcoin market. What I have here is a chart that just shows the market cycles for ETH BTC. And the seasonality is very good in terms of deciding and estimating when the market cycles will be for altcoins. And so far, it's been mostly true. So this big green pump, this is the biggest alt season of all time, the one that it's known for in 2017. This happens in December and January. And as you can see in preceding years, pretty much every single year, it's a pretty good bet that altcoins are going to start to move in December. Now, after that, we see a cooling off period in February, where February to March, depending on when the first altcoin run happened, we see a big cooling off period where alt BTC pairs pull back quite a bit and cool off for about a 1 month span. Again, happened in 2018, 2019, 2020, and again in 2021. And then we see a big March pump in a April or March or so, and sometimes May, depending. Again, we saw this move up for ETH BTC, and again 2018, 2019, and 2021. Followed by that, we see like a big pullback in the summer, and this pullback happened in 2018 and 2019, and for briefly in 2020. But the summer times were very different for 2020. We saw Bitcoin hit a ranging pattern and consolidation, and ETH BTC actually did very, very strongly in 2020, and this was like kind of an anomaly for the market trend the last 2 years before that. And in this year, we saw that alts for the most part bled down in the summer. This last year in 2021, I mean, the summer is still going, of course, but we have seen that alts did not do very well for the most part in June and July. And we have seen some nice moves the last few weeks. You know, Bitcoin, ETH BTC went from like 0.55 to 0.75 or so. But it still looks like it could pull back. And that's like this entire kind of summer to fall time period. I'm actually thinking that we don't really see any great moves. And if you look traditionally from 2018, 2019, and even 2020, so 2020, you could see in September to November, or I'm sorry, September to December, we saw that ETH BTC just bled on down, as you can see in 2020, and it really just continued to bleed in 2019 all the way till mid-December. So there will be some more bounces, but I still expect some consolidation for ETH BTC, and many alt BTC pairs I believe will maybe hit some. They'll still go for a little bit longer, but ultimately I believe they'll pull back quite a bit in the fall. So I guess what I'm trying to summarize is that I believe that alt BTC pairs will suffer in the fall, and this would be confluent with Bitcoin going to something like either 40 something thousand, like low 40s, pulling back, or it would also be confluent with Bitcoin going very strongly upward. Now, remember, alt BTC pairs, this is what I'm just talking about alt BTC pairs. Alt USD pairs will behave a little bit differently. Alt BTC pairs is really just the altcoin price divided by Bitcoin price. And if your alt BTC pair is going down in value, that just means that you would have been better off holding Bitcoin instead of the altcoin that you're in. You know, your alt USD pair could still go up, but it just wouldn't go up as much as Bitcoin, relatively speaking. Now, if Bitcoin does go on a moon mission in late Q4, like I'm expecting, or mid Q4, I do believe that alt BTC pairs will go down. So usually, and we'll look at the Bitcoin dominance chart next, but if Bitcoin does make a moon mission towards all-time high levels, like the 60Ks or 75K, for instance, then I do believe that alt BTC pairs will come back down for a little bit. And then in Q4, which is very traditional, as I've shown in this green boxes, I do believe that alt BTC pairs will go very strongly upward. So that's kind of my projection, is more bleeding down for the next several weeks. We might see some more like moves in the short term, and then we see like really strong moves for alt BTCs in Q4. Now let's look at Bitcoin dominance here. Bitcoin dominance is the relative market share that Bitcoin has relative to the overall entire crypto space. So, for example, if Bitcoin is worth 1 billion and the entire crypto market is worth 10 billion, then this would be like 10% market share, or 10% Bitcoin dominance. So obviously that's just like a totally whack example. Bitcoin's obviously much higher than that. But the way that you generally trade this chart is that when Bitcoin dominance goes down, that means that altcoins are gaining market share, and thus altcoin, specifically alt BTC pairs, go up quite a bit. And so if you're an altcoin trader and you like to see your altcoin values go up, then you want to see Bitcoin dominance go down. So it's an inverse relationship. And you can also chart it on the 100 BTC, like the inverse, if you want. So similarly to, this is the inverse chart of the Bitcoin dominance. It makes it a little bit easier to read, I think. So for instance, when this chart goes up, that means that altcoin values go up. This is the inverse of the Bitcoin dominance. So similarly to Q4s, like this green box is like when altcoins generally do well, and it's held true the last 4 years. And as you can see, generally speaking, alt values go down in value, specifically alt BTC values, all the way until December. Like you might see some mini moves, kind of like how we saw in this little kind of teal box, or not teal box, I should do a different color, like this orange box here. Like we might see something like this, like we saw in 2019, where it goes up a little bit, but ultimately still kind of just ranges. In October, November, that would kind of make sense. And that's kind of like the same period too, like as you can see in 2018 too. You know, we saw this kind of like go up a little bit, but then ultimately down. Something like this wouldn't surprise me at all. And that's kind of what we're experiencing a little bit right now, is we're seeing kind of like mini moves in November and then like a big pullback. Again, wouldn't surprise me at all to see maybe a little bit go a little bit higher and then like some pullbacks all throughout the all throughout the fall. So how do you play this like market cycle stuff? Like, you know, what's your overall strategy? My advice to you, if you are somewhat new to seeing these market cycles, is that you should really look at the chart and see kind of when the seasonality is for these altcoins. And you can really make quite a bit of money if you accumulate a lot of altcoins kind of in the November and December kind of time period is like really when I like to accumulate a lot of my altcoins. As you can see in 2018, 2019, and 2020, all throughout the kind of November, December time period is really a good time to accumulate altcoins, because the time period following that around December, like late December, early January, is really, really strong for alt BTC pairs. And that's a really good time where you can like make a lot of money. So my overall plan right now is to keep riding the altcoin wave for many of these alts. Like, as I said, many of these altcoins still look pretty good in the short term, but I am planning on selling quite a bit of them in the coming weeks and then looking to rebuy lower for some of them. Now, obviously it depends on the narrative. Like, you know, like my AVAX bag, I might just like hold the majority of it or just like sell half and then compound the rest. Like it just kind of depends. But you know, you'll have to decide what you want to do for your own portfolio. So let's look at a few altcoins and like kind of see. Here's RUNE. So RUNE had like a really kind of V-shaped reversal. As you can see, it went from $3 to $12.50 at the kind of peak. And is this over? I mean, like it certainly could be. I'm not sure. This volume was really indicative of the bottom. And luckily I did buy anywhere from $3 to $5, was kind of like my overall buying like for my position. I've scaled out all throughout 7 and 9. I did not take any profits up at $12.50 like I should have, but is what it is. Like I still think that $13.50 is kind of like my ultimate target for like a large part of my position. Now, for coins like this that have made V-shaped reversals, I'm expecting you know, altcoins to maybe make, as I said, a little bit farther up and then start to come back down and consolidate. And what I'm going to show you too, this is actually what I'm expecting for a lot of altcoins, is the chart for SNX in 2020. Let me look here if I can find it. Sorry, I know I have a lot of altcoins here. Here we go. Okay, so this is the altcoin. This is the SNX USD chart, and this is like kind of what I'm expecting. What we saw for SNX, this was decentralized finance summer, where we saw altcoins do very, very strongly, and then at the end of August, it had a big blow off top and then pulled back hugely from August for several months all the way to November. What did we see after that? We saw a V-shaped reversal, and this was started by YFI. YFI was one that really had a V-shaped reversal at the bottom of November. And then it went from, so SNX went from $2.50 all the way up to $6. So pretty strong move up. And then what happened after that? It consolidated from basically mid-November all the way to mid-late December. So for about a month. And then it started its moon mission. It went from $5 all the way up to, I don't remember what it peaked at, 28, 29. So this is the kind of pattern that I'm really looking for many altcoins right here. And similarly to RUNE, like, you know, we saw it kind of hit this lower high and then consolidate. This is the kind of pattern that I'm looking for many altcoins. We can look at DOT. DOT was one that I was actually looking for as well. Similarly to SNX, I think that it could hit this kind of V-shaped reversal, and it already kind of is. And then we see some chop overall consolidation down to like 16, and then a big moon mission in Q4. I don't know when or where this will happen. And this could also go higher too. I mean, this could certainly go up to like, you know, like 38. Like, it's, as I said, like there's many other altcoins that also have pretty good looking charts for right now. So again, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see something like this, where we see this like have a little bit more juice left, and then consolidate, and then move up strongly in maybe November, and then like, you know, chop around for a month or so, and then moon hard in December. That to me would make a lot of sense. So this is like the .USD chart, and this is like something that I'm kind of expecting for a lot of altcoins. So there are other altcoins that are anomalies, such as Solana, Luna, AVAX. Those coins are going to have their own market cycles. Because they move so strongly. So for instance, like Solana, this is going to look a little bit different than what we saw for like what we're going to see for like, you know, SNX or DOT, or, you know, there's other altcoins. Like coins like this will be strong, but they're also going to look quite a bit different because these were the leaders. So I expect some coins like this to maybe like pull back just a little bit, and then continue consolidating, and then like move pretty strongly eventually. Like when you see coins like be strong leaders like this, then usually they'll also move very strongly for future cycles as well. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are kind of my overall thoughts. As I said, kind of like the midterm for me is seeing Bitcoin go from, you know, kind of hit a lower high around 55K and pull back. Altcoins, I believe, will have a little bit more juice left and go up a little bit higher than they currently are. I think we have anywhere from 1 week to 4 weeks or 5 weeks left of good times for altcoins. And then we'll see some big pullback, well, big relatively speaking, which is still healthy relatively to the charts. And then after that, we'll see some consolidation for both Bitcoin and altcoins. And then we'll see a very, very strong moon mission for altcoins in late Q4. I am expecting to accumulate lots of altcoins in November and December. I don't really care about the price as much during those times. I do believe that they will do pretty well. I am expecting some consolidation for many of those coins. And coins like RSR, like this is another coin where I expect it will look similarly to like the other altcoin market, where we'll just like see a little bit higher, a little bit more juice left, as I said. So this might go a little bit higher, pull back, and then we'll see a very strong move in maybe November or December, depending on when the timing is. But yeah, those are kind of my overall thoughts, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video.